The TMNT Konami Master Collection. What can be said about this game collection? If you take a closer look, there is much that can be said. Now, even though I grew up in the 90s, I've only played one of these games. The TMNT Konami Master Collection gives me the opportunity to play and review all of the games within this collection. Most of the viewers watching this video won't care that the combined sales of these games is equal to the funding and the box office ticket sales of certain Hollywood movies.
Oh no!
Without further interruptions, I present to you my review.
I will start with the arcade port of the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
The arcade port gets a 90 out of 100, a great 4-player game. The visuals, audio, and combat system makes this game a must-play.
The next review is the NES port of TMNT. The NES port gets a 78 out of 100. The inclusion of 2 bonus bosses unique to the NES port warrants a closer look for first-time players. The one drawback would be the difficulty. The next review is the NES video game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This game gets a 50 out of 100. This game is a bitter disappointment. The game's very hard difficulty and poor sound quality makes this game almost impossible to play.
The next review is the arcade port of Turtles in Time.
This game gets a 100 out of 100. Turtles in Time is one of the greatest arcade games of all time. A highly impressive arcade platform beat-em-up. An improvement over its predecessor on all points, including graphics, music, and gameplay.
The next review is the Super Nintendo port of Turtles in Time.
This game gets a 90 out of 100. While the arcade port has better graphics and sound, the SNES version has additional stages and gameplay modes.
The next review is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project for NES.
This game gets a 79 out of 100. TMNT 3, The Manhattan Project, has excellent gameplay.
The next review is Radical Rescue for Game Boy.
This game gets a 100 out of 100. Not much can be said about Radical Rescue. Konami created a prototype of Castlevania Symphony of the Night with TMNT characters. This game also contains the gameplay mechanics of backtracking. Far out.
The next review is the NES port of TMNT Tournament Fighters.
This game gets a 70 out of 100. One of the few fighting games that were made for the NES console. This was the final game Konami released for the platform in 1994. The NES port of Tournament Fighters is a serviceable fighting game.
One of the 7 playable characters is Shredder. The next review is the Super Nintendo port of TMNT Tournament Fighters. This game gets 100 out of 100. The SNES port of Tournament Fighters has 12 playable characters and is just as good as another fighting game from this era, Weapon Lord.
Groovy. What's that? There's more games to review? That's it! I quit! I can't take it anymore! I'm done! I quit! Well, there you have it. My review of the TMNT Konami Master Collection for Switch. Now, I wouldn't even be reviewing this game collection if it wasn't for the fact that Nintendo saw fit to release the game Wave Race 64 at the end of the summer. They should have released Wave Race 64 at the beginning of the summer. What were they thinking? If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend that you watch the other videos on my channel. This has been brought to you by Liberal Studies and Gaming 2003. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe.